What's good? We back in the building. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas, CEO of the Boxing Clinic. One time for the one-time afternoon grind. Talking about Andre Ward. You know, Tony Bellew called out Andre Ward. We did the POV on that fight yesterday, and then earlier in the week we did the POV about him and Adonis Stevenson. Then he has some options here. You know what I'm saying? Tony Bellew. A lot of people like, where did he get a belt from? He did get a belt at Cruiserweight. I forgot the guy he beat, but he just defended it not too long ago before the David Haye fight versus BJ Flores. Moved up to light heavyweight. To heavyweight. He moved up to heavyweight and just beat David Haye. David Haye, I seen him today. He's on the comeback trail. Somebody feeling strong, and they've been talking about a potential Bellew-Haye rematch. I don't understand that. Maybe because of the injury. But Adonis Stevenson, did knock out Tony Bellew in the past already. He's told Al Heyman to work on making the Andre Ward fight happen. The Kovalev fight just didn't happen. He jumped ship to Showtime, and then another time Kovalev pulled out of the purse bid. So, maybe this can work with him and Andre Ward. The fight that I will most want to see is Adonis Stevenson versus Andre Ward. For the simple fact that, Andre Ward, we probably haven't seen the best of him at light heavyweight, even though he got about, 3 or 4, he fought Kovalev twice, Brand, Barrera, and I think he fought Paul Smith once above the limit of 168. So that's about 5 times he fought at light heavyweight. But I still don't feel like I've seen the best version of him, I'd like to see him stay there and fight some of the young competition that's there as far as, the Ukrainian dude, better be once he gets his promotional thing right. Sullivan Barrera, he beat Sullivan Barrera, but the winner of Sullivan Barrera, Joe Smith Jr., if Joe Smith Jr. does win, some talent there, and maybe the guy that, Alvarez that just beat John Pascal, some talent there, he wants to jump up to Cruiserweight. Now, if he say he only won one more fight, left in his career, a couple more fights, and he believes he can win that Cruiserweight, jump up to light heavyweight, to heavyweight, I don't see it happening. I just don't see him being in the same, breath as a Roy Jones, and I don't see him being big enough like Chris Bird. I don't see him with the fast twitch muscles like Roy to be able to jump in. And I don't see him having a body type like Roy to put that muscle on and still look good and still be able to function. That's just my opinion, but it's his prerogative if he want to do that and set himself up for closed casket in a pine box. But Tony Bellew versus him at Cruiserweight. It's a good fight. A lot of people talking about going to the UK. That's where all the money at, and it'll be a big fight for him. But I remember when James DeGale was fighting Brandon McGee. I believe Virgil Hunter was training Brandon McGee. He hasn't fought since then. There's a guy that kind of gained some traction with a fight on HBO on the undercard of one of those fights, and we was like, oh, he got some skill. Andre Ward begged Brandon McGee not to go over to the UK. He said, you go to the UK, some fishy shit going on, you're gonna get knocked out. And Brandon McGee went over to the UK, got knocked out by James DeGale. I think it was on the undercard of one of the Carl Froch's and George Grove fight. He told him don't go over there. We see that he wasn't willing to go over there in the Super 6. It was nowhere set up for him to go over there. Andre Durrell is the one that took the risk going over there and getting fucked. He was a challenger and had the champion, Miguel Kessler, come over to Oakland, to Oracle Arena to fight him. When in reality, the challenger should have went over to Denmark and fought, Miguel Kessler. But, he had a good negotiator in that one. And, maybe they need him in a tournament for Cachet. He was a young fighter. But, he's avoided going over there. He wasn't going over there for Froch fight. Atlantic City was deemed a neutral site. It was, it was just, the distance was, about the same for where Carl Froch was coming from, where he was coming from in Oakland, California. And, I don't see him going over to the UK fighting Tony Bellew. I just don't see that. He's been so, adamant about not fighting over there over the years. But, one thing, get your mind right, is that paper. If the money right, he'll go over there and fight. Maybe if the money is extremely right. But, I don't understand it. He gets a Cruiserweight championship. If you fight Bellew at Cruiserweight, at heavyweight, he gets nothing. But at Cruiserweight, he gets a championship. But Cruiserweight is just so deep. With big, strong physical guys. In the top 10, everybody is about the same, and anybody can be beat by anybody in the top 10. Similar sentiments that I sung about in the heavyweight division. But I just think he should stay at fucking light heavyweight. Just do that for now. He's 33, 32 years old. Just handle your business at light heavyweight, and see what happens. There's a lot of names there to build off of, man. It's a lot of names, a lot of cachet. I mean, if you want to go for the money grab and you want to come back down to light heavyweight, I mean, you can do that. But at this old age, moving up in weight and then coming back down, you see what happened with Roy. It can just damage you. And I don't see Andre Ward being able to put that weight on and still being, a good, putting it on well. I don't see it, but maybe so. But we gone.